Let's talk about two of the most dangerous players in the NBA right now, Nikola Jokić and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. On one side, you've got a 7-footer from Serbia who plays the game like he's controlling a video game. On the other side, you've got a smooth Canadian guard who looks like he's moving in slow motion and still cooking everybody on the floor. So the real question is simple. Who's actually the better player right now? Let's start with Nikola Jokić. Jokic is that dude who looks like he just rolled out of bed, but then casually drops a triple-double on your favorite team. He's not the fastest. He's not jumping out of the gym, but his basketball IQ and touch are just different. He sees passes before the defense even realizes what's coming. He can run your entire offense from the top of the key, from the post, or even off the catch in the pick and roll. Teams throw doubles at him, and he just finds the open shooter like it's the easiest thing in the world. Scoring-wise, Jokic is a problem too. He's got the softest touch around the rim, he's got that one-legged fade, he can bully smaller defenders, and he can still hit threes when you give him space. If you guard him with a big who can't move, he drags them out and picks them apart with passing. If you guard him with a smaller, quicker guy, he just puts them under the basket. There's really no comfortable way to defend him for a full game. And then there's the rebounding. Jokic vacuum cleans the glass on both ends. Defensively, he ends possessions and starts the break with one pass. Offensively, he grabs boards and either puts it back in or resets for an even better look. He might not look athletic in the traditional way, but his timing and positioning are elite. On top of that, Jokic has already proven everything at the highest level. He's a multiple-time MVP. He's an NBA champion. He's been the best player on a title team and has carried deep playoff runs while putting up absurd numbers. When the stage gets bigger, Jokic doesn't shrink. He actually gets more efficient, more patient, and more dangerous. Now, on the other side, you've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai might not have Jokic's size, but in terms of scoring and pure on-ball creation, he's as nasty as it gets right now. He doesn't even need crazy speed. He plays at his own pace, changes gears, uses hesitations, pump fakes, and footwork to get exactly to his spots. It always looks like he's gliding, but the defender is the one in trouble. Shai's mid-range game is deadly. He snakes the pick and roll, gets into that elbow or free throw area, and just rises up. If you stay back, he'll pull up. If you press up, he'll Euro step or sidestep and finish at the rim. He's also elite at getting to the free throw line, which is huge in today's game. You can play perfect defense for 20 seconds, and he still finds a way to draw a foul. Playmaking-wise, Shai is more than just a scorer. He reads help defenders, finds corner shooters, and hits rollers when the big steps up. He's the engine of his team, creating advantages almost every trip down the floor. And defensively, he's no slouch either. Long arms, good instincts, active hands. He can pick pockets and contest shots. He's not just an offensive star. He impacts both ends. One big difference between these two is how they control the game. Jokic controls everything like a quarterback. Every possession runs through him, and he dictates tempo, spacing, and rhythm. Shai is more like that elite ISO and pick-and-roll guard who just pressures your defense every single time down. Both bend defenses, but they do it in completely different ways. If you're building a team, Jokic gives you a system by himself. You can put shooters and cutters around him, and suddenly your offense is top tier without even running complicated sets. He unlocks role players and makes average guys look great. His passing makes everyone eat. That's rare. With Shai, you're getting a perimeter killer who fits perfectly into the modern guard-driven NBA. He thrives with spacing, he punishes switches, and he closes games. In the fourth quarter, when you just need a bucket, you give Shai the ball and get out of the way. He has that closer mentality. He can go on personal runs and completely shift momentum. When you talk about best player in the world, you have to look at both production and impact. Jokic has the championships, the MVPs, and the advanced numbers that basically scream, this guy does everything. His efficiency is ridiculous for someone with that usage. You're getting elite scoring, elite playmaking, and elite rebounding in one package. He is a one-man offensive system. Shai, though, is right there in the conversation as the best guard in the league. He puts up insane scoring numbers while staying efficient. He carries a huge offensive load, still makes plays for others, and competes defensively. The jump he has made from really good young player to legit MVP level superstar is crazy. For a lot of fans, he's the most fun player to watch right now. So who would you rather have in a single game with everything on the line? If you value size, versatility, and guaranteed offensive structure, you probably lean Jokic. He gives you a floor that's insanely high. Your team offense is not collapsing with Jokic on the floor. He's just too smart and too skilled. If you want that perimeter creator who can break down any defender, hunt mismatches, and live at the line, you might lean Shai. In crunch time, guards often decide games, and Shai is built for those moments. He can score from all three levels and doesn't get rattled by pressure. In terms of legacy right now, Jokic is clearly ahead. He's already done more in the postseason, already has the hardware, and already has his name in all-time conversations at his position. He's being mentioned with some of the greatest bigs ever. That's not normal. Shai's story is still being written. He's in that phase where he's stacking MVP caliber seasons, carrying his team to the top of the standings, and proving he can be the number one option on a contender. If he adds a championship and keeps this level up for a few more years, that legacy gap starts closing fast. Right now, he's in that superstar rise phase, and the hype is real. Stylistically, they also represent two eras blending together. Jokic is a big man, but he plays like a point guard with a center's body. He's proof that you don't need to be a high flyer to dominate in today's NBA. Skill, IQ, and touch matter more than ever. Shai is the prototype modern guard, long, crafty, efficient, and impossible to speed up. He's not just spamming step-back threes, he's killing you with craft, angles, and balance. So when people argue Jokic versus SGA, they're really arguing. Do you want the offensive system in a big, or the unstoppable on-ball creator on the perimeter? There's no completely wrong answer. It depends on what you value more. But if you're talking about who has done more and who is ranked higher all time right now, the edge still goes to Nikola Jokic. If you're talking about who is the most explosive rising superstar guard in the league, that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. At the end of the day, both of these guys are nightmare matchups. If you're game planning against Denver, you're asking, how do we even slow down Jokic for 4 quarters? If you're game planning against Shai, you're asking, who on our roster can stay in front of him for even one possession? Coaches lose sleep over both. So let's settle it like this. If you think basketball is about complete control, playmaking, and making everyone around you better, you're rocking with Jokic. If you think basketball is about pure shot creation, bag work, and being unguardable one-on-one, you're rolling with SGA. Now, let's dive even deeper into how these two shape the game when it really matters. With Nikola Jokic, it's not just about the points or the assists, it's about how he dictates the pace. He slows down the game when his team needs a breather. He speeds it up when the defense is asleep. Every pass, every move, every cut, it's calculated. Playing with Jokic means your offense runs itself, but only if you trust his vision and IQ. And the scary part? He keeps getting smarter every season. What used to be impressive is now effortless. In crunch time, Jokic is a magician. Teams try to trap him, but he sees angles no one else does. A double team, he'll thread the needle. A switch, he'll punish it with mismatch scoring. And if nothing opens up, he'll take over quietly, using footwork, fakes, and touch that feel impossible for a player his size. He doesn't rely on athleticism, he relies on mastery. That's why even the best defenses struggle against him for 48 minutes. Now, Shai is a completely different nightmare. He doesn't run a system, he becomes the system. Every possession, the defense is reacting to him. If you leave a centimeter, he'll pull up. If you step up, he'll change pace and attack your ribs or float to the rim. Shai thrives on chaos. He doesn't wait for the perfect play. He creates it in real time. And when the game is on the line, the ball finds him because he has that killer instinct. Let's talk about durability and consistency. Jokic has been elite for years, quietly dominating without missing a beat. Even when the pressure is on in the playoffs, he maintains MVP-level efficiency. He doesn't implode under scrutiny. He elevates the team around him. That's why coaches fear him, not just for what he does individually, but because he makes everyone else better. Shai, on the other hand, is climbing. He's proving he can carry a franchise week after week, season after season. He's the kind of player who turns good teams into contenders almost single-handedly. And while he doesn't yet have the hardware Jokic does, he's showing flashes of generational talent. If he keeps this pace, we're looking at a player who could redefine what it means to be a modern superstar guard. Defensively, the contrast is fascinating. Jokic isn't a rim protector in the traditional sense, but his positioning, awareness, and timing alter shots constantly. He's subtle, almost invisible in his defensive mastery, but it works. Shai, meanwhile, is a perimeter disruptor. Long arms, lateral quickness, anticipation, he can frustrate guards, force turnovers, and shift momentum in a single possession. It's almost poetic. One dominates through control, the other through chaos. Let's consider their impact on team building. If you have Jokic, you can build around shooters, cutters, and secondary playmakers. He elevates role players and creates an offense that's elite without complex sets. With Shai, you're leaning on a perimeter-first strategy. Spacing matters, pace matters, and every pick and roll becomes a potential scoring explosion. Both players define their teams in their image, but in completely different ways. The biggest difference? Clutch factor. Jokic is cool, calm, methodical. He'll find the open man, hit the mid-range jumper, or drop a baby hook over a defender with zero panic. Shai is fire. He takes over, he attacks, he punishes mistakes instantly. In a Game 7 scenario, Jokic stabilizes the team. Shai electrifies it. Which type do you want when the championship is on the line? That's personal preference, but either way, it's terrifying for opponents. Legacy is another layer. Jokic is already etched in history. MVPs, a championship, record-breaking stats, playoff dominance. He's on a path to be remembered as one of the greatest big men ever. Shai is writing his story in real time. If he wins a title and continues this level of play, the debate between him and the current elite guards becomes inescapable. Right now, Jokic is the benchmark. Shai is the challenger, fast, fearless, and rising. Stylistically, they represent the evolution of basketball. Jokic shows that skill and IQ trump pure athleticism. Shai shows that a modern guard can break down defenses with finesse, craft, and unpredictability. One is a master of orchestration, the other is a master of creation. Both bend the game to their will, but in completely different ways. So when we really compare them, it's about what you value most. Do you want a player who makes your team instantly elite in every category? Steady, reliable, unstoppable? You pick Jokic. Do you want a player who can turn any possession into a highlight, a bucket, or a momentum shift, unpredictable and lethal? You pick Shai. Either way, you're getting a player who can single-handedly give opponents nightmares. At the end of the day, the debate isn't who's better in a simple sense. It's a question of style, impact, and context. Jokic represents legacy and total control. Shai represents explosive talent and relentless creation. Both define what it means to be a modern NBA superstar. So here's the final thought. If you're drafting for a championship team, Jokic gives you structure, efficiency, and guaranteed elite performance. If you're drafting for a game changer who can flip games and electrify fans, Shai gives you the spark, the bag, and the unstoppable perimeter attack. Now it's your turn. In today's NBA, who would you rather build your franchise around, Nikola Jokic or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?